After more than 9 hours of deliberations, a jury of 12 New Yorkers delivered their historic verdict: guilty on all charges. That made Donald Trump the first former president in U.S. history to become a convicted criminal. He was found guilty on 34 charges of falsifying business records in connection to hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. As the news filtered outside the courthouse, there were celebrations among the small number of opponents of Trump who had gathered.
Mr. Trump, how is it going to be convicted felon?
It wasn't long after the verdict that a clearly fuming Trump let his feelings be known.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
Whether he likes it or not, what actually happened is that the jury apparently believed Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, on whose testimony much of the prosecution's case hung. Trump's lawyers spent 2 days trying to poke holes in Cohen's testimony, saying he was motivated by revenge and money, but it wasn't enough. The man who brought the charges, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, gave his reaction a short time later.
While this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law and doing so without fear or favor.
The evidence was overwhelming of Trump's guilt, but still to see a jury come back in 2 days and with a verdict of guilty on 30 counts of a former president. I mean, it's a really sad day for the United States, because you don't want to see a former president indicted and convicted of criminal charges. And yet it's also so clear that Trump engaged in so much illegality in order to obtain the presidency in the first place.
The verdict in the court of public opinion has yet to be delivered for the Republican Party's candidate for president. Trump's sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention, where he is expected to accept his party's nomination for president as a convicted, sentenced felon. The Manhattan jury did what 2 presidential impeachments and a federal investigation could not do: render a historic verdict that labeled the former president and former fellow New Yorker a criminal. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, New York.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.